The news about the July 11th deadline for the mobile 1.3 beta really is dominating the news at the moment, but I have been sniffing out a few other things online from the developers, and I thought I'd go over those briefly in this video while you're waiting further news from Relogic. First thing is I found a few comments from Loki hiding on the Terraria subreddit, and the first one I'm going to put here relates to a question about mobile 1.3. Someone asked, any controller support yet? To which Loki responded, not at launch, but there are plans. Gonna try to do it better this time, but don't think it's worth holding up the launch for everyone else. Assuming everything else is done. So, not yet, but stay tuned. That's the best answer I can give. This was kind of interesting, so I like the fact that they're not going to delay the release of the next version for the sake of controller support, but it sounds like they're definitely going to be doing it. So I know I've said that the Switch version, while undocked, is probably the ultimate mobile version of Terraria at the moment. It sounds like with some controller support, the mobile may be giving it a run for its money, so I guess we're going to have to wait and keep an eye on things. Loki also posted recently on this subreddit in response to the question, anyone know how updates will be rolled out for Terraria on Switch? I'm assuming they'll do it less frequently than PC, but I'm curious as to how often we'll see updates. And he responded to that, fixes will be the priority for now, content later. We'll share those plans once the launch fixes are all in. There was also another question around the same time, did you place item frames in any of the worlds? Apparently one of the causes is item frames. Don't delete any of your worlds because there's a possibility they'll get fixed. And Loki responded to that with, in dev build I played today, had this fix in and it worked for me, so hopefully not much longer for that fix. So if any of these things sound like problems for you, well, sounds like it won't be too much longer. That was posted 3 days ago, so probably around the 4th of July. Loki wrote that, so it shouldn't be too much longer for whatever it was he was talking about in terms of the issues with the Terraria Switch version. Anyway, I wanted to take a bit of a departure from my normal video format to go over a few comments from my last video that I thought were interesting. This first one is, I hope that people who will get the beta will send us some videos on YouTube. Hey, so do I. I'd be curious to see how it runs in action, see how it runs on just a random person's tablet or phone as opposed to a controlled setting that we always get from the developers. So as I mentioned in the last video, that's going to depend on the non-disclosure agreement, but if they're able to post, I'm sure they will post. Next one, well, only the controls will give me a hard time getting used to, I guess. But it's funny you say that because everything Loki has posted about the controls for the mobile 1.3 version of Terraria has been very flattering. They look fairly intuitive, and to hear Loki talk about it or write about it, it sounds very promising, so it may not be that tough to get adjusted to. I obviously can't speak to it, I haven't tried them myself, but all indications are very positive. TFW, you realize you were banned from the Terraria Discord 2 years ago, and you still can't join back. Well, sorry dude, you're on your own on that one. By the way, does Terraria 1.3 on my 1.5 RAM phone, I guess they mean work, on my 1.5 gigabyte RAM phone? Please tell as soon as possible. Well, it's funny you asked that, Bacon Boy, because there was a follow-up post on the official forums from Loki where he wrote, quote, I am hoping to be able to provide some guidance around minimum and preferred specifications next week before this deadline, referring to July 11th, ... and maybe share a little bit more. So, before the deadline hits, we'll probably get an update from Loki about minimum specifications or maybe estimated minimum specs for your mobile device, which is very helpful. It's a shame we haven't heard that already, but you know, anything before the deadline is welcome. And it sounds like he may also post a few other spoilers as well, so we can expect sometime between now and the 11th of July another information leak from Loki. So that'll be interesting. And of course, as always, I will keep you guys posted on anything that they include. So moving on, just another couple of comments. 10 dislikes on my last video is from those who play the Nintendo DS version. I didn't even know those people would be able to find YouTube and post comments, but there you go. And then finally, maybe capturing the overall sentiment of this channel, beta 1.3 in a week, watch the real update come next year. Well, I guess it's not like saying the year 2100, right? But yeah, we're going to be in July, mid-July, before those winners are named for entrance into the beta. And I speculated in my last video about the duration of the beta, and there's really no way to tell, is there? I mean, we don't know quite how polished Mobile 1.3 is for those entering into the beta. If it's still quite rough around the edges and has a lot of multiplayer issues, it might need a lot of stress testing, and that could take months, but hopefully this comes out before Christmas. At any rate, maybe with the release of the beta sometime this month, they might give us some guidance on how long we can expect the beta to go on. So anyway, that's it for now. As you heard just a moment ago, it sounds like we'll get another news update from Loki or someone else at Relogic in the next few days, so stay posted. Anyway, have a good weekend, everyone. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.